Hello all YouTubers, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning back into this explanation video for June 1st, 2020. Before I get on with today's video, however, I would ask that you please do subscribe because sadly, tons of my watch time has been coming from unsubscribed viewers. We are on our way to our next goal of 600 subscribers, and thank you guys so much, by the way, for 500 subscribers. Let's get to our next goal of 600 subscribers, alright? So please do subscribe, and also, this applies to every single one of you. Please watch the whole video as well as liking and sharing the video. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So we're going to be starting a little series here called explanation videos, and I will be making a playlist, so consider checking out my playlist page. Obviously, this is the first video, and I'll be explaining like different methods of tracking different storms, maybe hurricanes, tornadoes. For instance, we're going to be explaining the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale and kind of what do these categories really mean in this video, but maybe I'll be doing videos like the Enhanced Fujita Scale or other like ways of tracking severe weather and hurricanes and all kinds of weather. So stay tuned for the next few videos in this series. We'll see how far I can get here. And today we're going to be explaining the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale. What does it really mean? What damage can it do? All right, what damage can each level on the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale do? As you know, tropical depressions and storms are a little bit weaker. We're going to be explaining this actually is the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale. So this will be analyzing category hurricanes, categories 1 through 5. So let's start here. All right, so category 1 means winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour. Usually the storm surge is a few feet, which is still very dangerous, all right? If you live, and that's above dry ground. If you live on the coastline and a category 1 hurricane hits you, I mean, imagine that. Imagine 4 feet of water just sitting in your house, all right? Especially if you live right by the coastline, it's even more dangerous. On top of that, you have to factor in the rainfall that's actually falling from the sky combined with the 4 to 5 feet of water that is coming on shore. We'll be showing, I actually have pulled up in other tabs, I have each example of each category. Like I have an example category 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 5. I have examples of satellite imagery and the damage that they caused. All right. So this is why you should please stay around for the whole video. Now, storm surge, all right, 4 to 5 feet in a category 1 hurricane. Obviously, that does depend. How slow does it move? All right. Obviously, and depending on the case, probably a category 1 hurricane with 95-mile-an-hour winds is going to have more surge than category 1 hurricane with 74-mile-an-hour winds. All right, so it does depend on the wind there, but very dangerous winds. It can still produce a lot of damage, all right, as we saw with Hurricane Sandy back in 2012. All right, so here's Hurricane Sandy. All right, look how, this was in October too, late October. This was right before Halloween, and just look how massive this is. Like, just so you know, guys, this is Florida down here, and all the way up there is northern Canada. This thing was absolutely huge. A cloud cover that just spanned across, all right? And this is like way past Bermuda out here, and this is, I would say that's about Kentucky, maybe Missouri out there. All right, so very, very large storm and a wide center too. All right, so this category 1 hurricane just produced a lot of damage. And even though it's a category 1 hurricane, which generally along the guidelines is 4 to 5 feet of surge, I mean, I was hit by Sandy, all right? This produced about New York, possibly about 10 feet of storm surge because of how massive it was. And here's a picture of the damage here. I'll show one damage picture and one satellite picture for each storm here. Just look how damaged this building is, all right? I mean, the roof is torn off. The whole side of the building is just torn off. There's just debris scattered all over the place. All right, so Sandy was a very dangerous storm. All right, so that's the example of a category 1 hurricane, and we're going to be looking now at category 2. All right, so we're moving up the line here. Here's category 2, winds of 96 to 110 miles an hour. Now, these produce storm surge values of about 6 to 8 feet. Again, depending on the storm's exact wind strength, whether it's 110 or 96, can vary, all right, whether the storm surge is higher or lower, but they can always produce maximum surge of 10, 12 feet, or even greater, because that's what Sandy did, and it was a category 1. All right, I don't know why. Some people have been going around saying, oh, Sandy was a category 5. No, it was only a category 1 at landfall, with winds of about 85 to 90 miles an hour. All right, but still, extremely dangerous winds now in a category 2 hurricane can cause extensive damage. I mean, 100 miles an hour, that is really fast. Just imagine a car going 100 miles an hour down a highway. I mean, it's not pretty. Right? Those winds are going very fast. And again, 6 to 8 foot plus storm surge values. Here's an example for a Category 2 hurricane. That was Sandy. All right, this is Hurricane Alex from 2010. All right, this storm was also very large. It went through the southern Gulf, I believe, into the Caribbean. I believe it actually did hit Mexico as well. All right, but the eye was pretty small. This is just one example, though. Even a Category 2 hurricane, look how massive, and it's a very organized swirl, too. All right, I wouldn't say it's very well defined because it's locked up with some other clouds here and probably some shear, but that storm was very, very large and decently well organized near the center. All right, here's a damage picture from Hurricane Alex in 2010. All right, here's your people, and here's your sinkhole that we had, and the people are trying to get away from the sinkhole there. These people appear to be chatting. I don't know why, but again, very, very damaging, and just this sinkhole is not very fun to look at. All right, not very fun, and you can just see that there's actually someone in the sinkhole too as well at the time this picture was taken. All right, so even the Category 2 hurricane can do that. Even just a regular flood can do that. The regular thunderstorm. All right, obviously if we had dangerous conditions. And for some reason, this looks like a face of a. I don't know if you guys see that. It looks like the face of a dangerous creature or monster or something. Anyway, I don't know. But this is Category 3 now. This is the Labor Day hurricane of 1935. Again, Category 3 hurricanes, winds of 111 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour. All right, storm surge values are 9 to 12 feet plus, but they can. I've seen Category 3 hurricanes like Katrina, 28 feet of surge. All right, and that was a very dangerous situation because it was formerly a Category 5, but at landfall it was a Category 3. Devastating damage will occur in a Category 3 hurricane. Obviously, we are now in what's called a major hurricane status. All right, here's a Labor Day hurricane on satellite. Look at that eye. That is just. It's amazing. I just love to fly into the eye, but it's not fun going through the eye wall though. But you can see right down to the ocean here, and look how massive this was too. Some clouds there, some stratus clouds got all the way to Central Florida, while some other stratus clouds went down to Central America. So that was a pretty intense storm there, Labor Day hurricane of 1935. All right, this may be, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the satellite data was limited back then, so this could be a recreation of it. I'm not sure, but that was a very bad hurricane as well. And here are some pictures of it. All right, and you can see the people are just cleaning up the damage. This whole building was just absolutely destroyed. I mean, just look at this. There's just wood strewn everywhere, and it's just all in different, like, skinny pieces, too. It's not like one wall fell. I mean, everything is just shredded apart. All right, again, winds were well over 120 miles an hour with this. All right, I mean, this is like kind of like a long-lasting tornado, basically. All right, except you also have rainfall, and it's not just the wind. You got rainfall, you got oncoming water. All right, there's other threats. There is, if you look at my how to properly prepare for my hurricane video in the top right corner of your screen appearing now, if you haven't watched that already, please check it out after this video. I talked about the threats of hurricanes and how afterwards you can get, electrocution. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it's true. You can get electrocuted. I mean, you can get bit by a snake, whatever ugly creatures are under that water. All right, next one is Hurricane Harvey from 2017. This is our Category 4 example. Okay, Category 4. Very destructive winds of 131 to 155 miles an hour. All right. Now, I could have chosen Hurricane Michael for this, but it was actually Category 5. It was overruled to Category 5. I actually have another Category 5 example. There's many other different kinds of hurricanes. I kind of randomly chose an individual storm as an example. Storm surge usually ranges 13 to 18 feet. All right. Lots of rainfall damage as well, not just the storm surge. But catastrophic damage will occur, whether a 4 or a 5. All right, there is a lot of difference. All right, but either way, 4 or 5 is very, very destructive. And again, Harvey, in this case here, all right, Hurricane Harvey was very destructive. So here's your satellite imagery of Harvey, at landfall. There's your that eye is about 20 or 30 miles in diameter, I'd say. Pretty close anyway. Very large storm, and the rainfall was just, I remember watching it live. All right, the rainfall was over 50, 60 inches of rainfall. So a lot of rainfall. All right, and here's some damage pictures. Because it's all about geography too. Look how the road just drops down and then just flattens out and then goes back up again. All right, and that's why that rainfall can build up in there. But even without that, our Harvey was a very destructive hurricane. And our Category 5 example is going to be Hurricane Andrew. 156 mile-an-hour plus winds with a Category 5 hurricane, greater than 18 foot of surge. Catastrophic damage, again, will occur. Here is Hurricane Andrew on satellite. Let me zoom out, guys. Okay, not too large, but a very, very powerful storm. Winds are well over 170 miles an hour, and buildings are completely flattened. All right, destructive. All right, it's not just the wind either. The storm surge was a lot as well. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I am the Weather Dude, signing off. Until next time, catch you guys next video.